What is the definition of real estate brokerage? A real estate brokerage is defined as a person or entity that, for a fee or other valuable consideration, acts as an intermediary between parties in a real estate transaction. What is the purpose of the Texas Real Estate Commission, TREC? The purpose of TREC is to regulate real estate brokers and sales agents in the state of Texas to ensure that they operate with integrity, competence, and professionalism, and to protect the public. Who is required to hold a real estate license in the state of Texas? In Texas, any person who performs real estate activities for compensation, such as buying, selling, or leasing real estate, must hold a real estate license. What is an improper influence in the context of real estate transactions? Improper influence is any action taken by a real estate licensee to induce or persuade a party to a real estate transaction to take an action that is not in their best interest, such as a licensee persuading a client to purchase a property that is not suitable for their needs. What is a kickback in the context of real estate transactions? A kickback is a payment or compensation made by a real estate licensee to a person who refers business to them, which is illegal and violates TREC rules. What is the difference between a broker and a sales agent? A broker is a person who is licensed by TREC to operate their own real estate brokerage and hire and supervise sales agents, while a sales agent is a person who is licensed by TREC to work for a broker and perform real estate activities on their behalf. What is the fiduciary duty owed by a real estate licensee to their client? The fiduciary duty is the highest legal duty owed by a real estate licensee to their client, which includes acting in the client's best interest, maintaining confidentiality, providing full disclosure, and using their expertise and skill to represent the client in the transaction. What is a listing agreement? A listing agreement is a contract between a property owner and a real estate licensee that authorizes the licensee to market and sell the property on the owner's behalf for a specific period of time and at a specific price. What is a buyer representation agreement? A buyer representation agreement is a contract between a buyer and a real estate licensee that authorizes the licensee to represent the buyer's interests in a real estate transaction, including finding suitable properties, negotiating offers, and handling closing procedures. What is dual agency? Dual agency occurs when a real estate licensee represents both the buyer and seller in the same transaction, which is allowed under Texas law but requires the licensee to obtain written consent from both parties. What is a material fact in the context of real estate transactions? A material fact is any information that could potentially affect a party's decision to enter into a real estate transaction, such as a property defect or a pending lawsuit. What is procuring cause? Procuring cause is the legal standard used to determine which real estate licensee is entitled to receive the commission for a transaction, which is typically the licensee who is the primary factor in bringing the parties together and negotiating the terms of the sale. What is commingling of funds? Commingling of funds occurs when a real estate licensee mixes their own personal funds with their client's funds, which is illegal and violates TREC rules. What is the difference between an exclusive agency listing and an exclusive right to sell listing? An exclusive agency listing allows the seller to sell the property themselves without paying a commission, while an exclusive right to sell listing requires the seller to pay the agreed-upon commission regardless of who sells the property. What is a net listing? A net listing is a listing agreement where the seller sets a minimum acceptable price and any amount above that price is considered the agent's commission. What is a buyer's representation agreement? A buyer's representation agreement is a contract between a buyer and their agent that outlines the terms of the agent's representation and compensation. Can an agent represent both the buyer and seller in a transaction? Yes, but only with the informed consent of both parties, and the agent must act as a neutral intermediary. What is a designated agent? A designated agent is an agent appointed by the broker to represent a specific client in a transaction. What is a subagent? A subagent is an agent who is authorized to act on behalf of the principal by an agent who already represents the principal. What is the difference between a broker and a salesperson? A broker is licensed to operate their own brokerage and supervise salespeople, while a salesperson must work under the supervision of a broker. What is a real estate referral agent? A real estate referral agent is licensed to refer clients to other agents or brokers in exchange for a referral fee. Can a non-resident of Texas hold a Texas real estate license? Yes, as long as they meet the licensing requirements and work for a licensed Texas broker. How long is a Texas real estate license valid for? A Texas real estate license is valid for 2 years from the date of issuance.